Peeled back, tied up inside, brown leather knots, beautifully worn like woodwork hands and sun-soaked cheeks of sailors. These days of ours are bricks. I spent back down, belly up moments, long into nights, pondering, wandering the roads, the zigzags of them, undashed, spinning seconds and seconds and seconds and seconds, chewing the tough meat of minutes. Normal becoming the sweet song we forget how to dance to. The stranger's face that we dream of. Our words are the candy of us. Our poems, the sugar.
Ladies and gents, Paper Voices welcomes you to episode 9
of our Google Hangout Open Mic series.
Clap.
Grown man got stuck in a situation. Started off with his friend's persuasion, asking for the same thing. The clerk just gives him a smirk and sees nothing wrong, like his life is worth dirt. Every time he scratches a number, he peels away at his future. Every drop of sweat burns his skin, leaving red rapid rashes. He goes constantly in and out of the store before he comes responsibly, moved by force, fierce with impression of strong regression. Once home, can't get the thin, slim, pinkish paper off his dome. This has gone on for some time. He is addicted. Why is that not a crime? Had everything, now coming home to letters on his door claiming him convicted. Ignores that, but not the fact that his life is unrestricted to the thin, slim, pinkish paper. So he goes back for more, hoping every time he gives $1, he will receive $1 million, but has already spent $1 million trying to get it. Now the cop's at his door. He is starting to regret it. His family is wondering what's going on. The wife comes out the room. She found his stash of the thin, slim, pinkish paper. Already handcuffed, he says, "I'll explain things later." 1 month later, now living in poverty, teaching. The big number was teasing me. Kids don't become consumed too loud.
Give it up for Tobias Jackson! I didn't even give you the proper introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, up next to the mic, I would like to introduce a very special poet. Please put your hands together for David Walker. Woo!
What you know about being black in America? This black color of my skin determines where I'm placed in America. Target on my back because I happen to be black in America. Be honest, you don't really care about another poem about being black in America. Fighting overseas, but here, back in America, y'all shooting down these people because they black in America. Check the facts against blacks in America. Everyone's unique, but all we could do is rap in America, and even now, if you're white, then you're automatically better than any black in America. Be honest, you don't really care about another poem about being black in America, so I'll cut my poem's life short, just like the lives of these black boys in America. What you know about being black in America?
Give it up for David Walker! Up next, to take the mic, to rock the mic, please put your hands together for Jessica Bell!
Melt to me, my candle wax boy. Stain my skin like pomegranate seeds, mimic bruises. For you never intended to hurt me, but thought damage was beautiful, elegant. When you're done bathing yourself in my dignity, done muddying the waters, contaminating anything you could, every crevice, every gully, but I'll let you, my candle wax boy, pale enough to be your canvas, vulnerable enough. Dripping crayons, diluted pastels, paint me for I never could. Massage art into my shoulder blades, melt to me. Trickle bony fingers across the spine, pour excess oil down my throat to burn all the wrongs I've said. I was never one to play with fire until you were the flame. Sweet scents linger in the room of wallpaper walls, burnt gingerbread at grandma's house. I could breathe you in, and I did. My candle wax boy, I did. I want to be the word under your tongue. I hope it doesn't taste right, bitter even. You drift around in the air. I am suffocating. I let the candle burn out. Like the stars at night, like soiled faith, I let the candle burn out every night. My candle wax boy, it was a soft sort of pain like the coming of spring, and you wonder why your heart only knows how to break, for wax could not mend it. Saturated in shallow, desperate endeavors, go find your whoever. I am done relighting the wick. I am done wasting my matches. I am done every night. I will not practice forest fires, and I will not let you burn me alive anymore. Thank you.
Woo! Give it up for the poets! Give it up for the poets! Hey, before we move on, I just need to drop a couple of shout-outs. I need to give a shout-out to Jess Laux, always running this Google Hangout for us. So give it up for Jess Laux. I also want to give a shout-out to Chris Chaffin and our Young at Art family, always supporting us in all things Poemy. So a shout-out to Chris. I also want to shout out Emily Falkowski, who came by to work with me yesterday and teaching me about this whole concept of emotional safety as it applies to the spoken word and creating safe spaces. In doing that, I'm learning a lot from her. I want to give a shout out to Devin Samuels, who's also kind of taking me under his wing and helping me to figure out this whole slam coaching thing. And he's also co-hosting tomorrow night's event with me at Young at Art, which is a slam trial competition for the Connecticut team, which will move on to compete at Brave New Voices in Atlanta. So shout out to all of them. And last but certainly not least, I want to give a shout out to Marilyn! We have Marilyn in the house with some lovely poets, and I'd like to turn it over to Neville to go ahead and introduce his poets. We love hearing your work and cannot wait to experience some of those delicious poems.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yo!
go! Famous kings erected walls to keep the have-nots out. Train tracks in southern townships still segregate the South. Apartheid used police down to the area. Crime rate now takes its place, forms an invisible barrier. United States was formed by those who wanted freedom and peace. Redskins singing, but the boys just couldn't sleep. Took a war for confrontations called diplomacy. Tears trailing from the joys of forced democracy. But in the capital city, it's the span of a bridge. Walk across it, middle class, see how the other half lives. In this homicidal government, we call this deceit, where pretentious policymakers and the bureaucrats meet. Shapers of this formless nation, pearly whites mean deceit. Leagues of lawyers, looting laymen, it's the poor that they cheat. Countless confiscated comforts while we're living like drones. Poor to poor who live restricted, left to sift through the bones. Make them live east of the river, tightly packed in drab homes. Dangers lurk in every crevice for natives who choose to roam. Move too close to white picket fences, they'll reconfigure the zones.
Woo!
Thank you. Coming up to the mic. We have.
Now, first, let me articulate my words so I can enter your head. The boy living his life along fiction. Living by his own jurisdiction, he uses diction to express himself. Moving all the pain that he felt, he runs to the words that are spoken. Teaching him by himself when he's free. He spread his emotions in his line. It's a sign that he's going to be great. It's a sign that he's going to rise. Both those that criticize, both those that undermine his true potential. Now, there's 100,000 plus people in this world haven't recognized their true potential. And yet, that might see a little paradox, but kids these days focus more on their shoes instead of their education. Their clothes instead of their life. Their phones instead of their destiny that's already planned for them before you've been born. And what's coming is a storm. The same opportunity that was there an hour ago, Marilyn take about one less his boy that plays day and night while he plays 90 days. And think about your future for a second. You're applying for that one spot out of thousands are applying. Thousands are crying for a chance to be successful. And you think about all the efforts that you did and say, if I only put 30 minutes before playing video games, study on the bus on the way to school, put books in my duffel bag so I could study after practice, I could have been that one boy that succeeded. I could have been that one boy that excelled. Now, Most people live a potential-based life, saying they will accomplish a goal without putting action to it. Now tell me, how can you accomplish a goal without putting action to it? We live in an action-based world, a world that's influenced by the work and effort we put into it. A world that can only change if we change our laid-back mindsets. Now that boy sits there back in the class wondering what he's going to do next week, wondering what he's going to do next month. Because that one truly he missed, change the whole lifestyle, change the whole life, and change the whole perspective.
Easy.
All right. All right. Woo!
Yeah. What do you have that makes you think you're better than me? Is it two hands, man? I don't care if you have three. There's only one person I listen to, is the big OG. Now, who is this person that's trying to talk to me, that's trying to pull me down, that's trying to judge me? Now, let me turn around, let me ask you this. A question before I give you my gist. Who gives you the right to decide who falls into the abyss? Who gives you the right to decide to get into other people's gist? Let me tell you something, and let me be clear. I'm screaming it out loud to let the devil hear. There's only one person who can tell me who I am, and that person is me. So I'm going to take a stand for myself, and I'm not going to do it for anybody else. So get out of my way. This decision is mine. Never again will I let you waste my time. Listening to you is worth a dime. Yeah, I'm a black man. Yeah, I'm a black disabled man. That reputation is mine. Now it is here where I draw the line. I can read, I can write, I have a hell of a time. Now tell me, what can you do that is better than mine?
Coming up, we have Vaughn.
Woo!
Go in, poet.
It's crazy how things end up being. I said, it's crazy how things end up being. I couldn't look past their nice smiles and business attire. Their desires for world domination was preferred over the well-being of any other. We're left broken, outspoken. I've awoken from this dreaming into the nightmare. Scares lurking around every corner. So is this why you claim not to tell the American people what they lack of knowing, getting out false information, looking for a false solution to cope for a future disaster? You're a procrastinator active in the scheme of doing anything to make a quick buck. They feed us lies. They feed us lies like a mother telling the tales of St. Nick. We fall for any and everything they say. We're like zombies with only one purpose, which is feeding them money. They sit back, relaxed, feet up and no worries. Like modern day slavery, they've been on us for everything. They sit high like kings and queens off of the minimum wage you make. Our backs for a soul. Ask yourself, is this sick, twisted, wicked government care about you? They depict a vivid picture of lies based on a corrupt foundation, but our sight has now been taken. Has now been taken by lies they made so true that we can't even find the truth. Many of you may look at me in an upset, disturbed, disgusted manner, waving banners, deprive me of how I feel, but chill, because this is just how I feel. My peace of mind may not appeal to the taste buds of all the critics, but before I start getting misjudged, I won't budge, because the way I feel is the way I feel. But on the flip side, I will not, nor do I want to be classified as an anti-American. For America has shined a great beacon of light on me, for I have many opportunities that many kill for.
All right, that's it from us. We want to thank you all for having us once again. All right, back to you.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Way to go, Marilyn! I just wanted to open up this conversation. I think that it's important. I love the sharing back and forth, and I kind of want to take it to another level. Next week, we won't be hanging out on Thursday, so we have a week off for the Google Hangout. But the following Thursday, I would like us to get back together again to hang out. But in between that time, I thought it would be interesting if we could email some of our work to you, maybe 2 poems from 2 different poets. And if you could select 2 poems from 2 poets on your end to send to us, and we can look at the written form and kind of be able to have a conversation after those poems are presented about the poetry. So like a constructive critique and what it is that we're finding amazing and anything that we feel like that maybe we could spice up on our end to kind of like learn from each other as a poetic community. And I didn't know if you were down for that, but I was hoping that you were. So I guess I'm just like putting it out to you. Are you interested in kind of like sharing the written word and then also having a conversation about it at our next hangout?
Sure. Sounds
Yes.
good.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yes, as always, it's awesome hanging out with you. I guess I don't.
And then tell him.
Oh.
I'll text them and stuff.
Yes, Louch is gonna text you and make that connection so that we can get the poems and give the poems.
I see him with the bow tie.
For,
bow tie.
for everybody that's local, for everybody that's local in Manchester or surrounding Manchester, I want to let you know that tomorrow is our slam event at 6 p.m. at Young and Art on 50 Purnell Place, right in Manchester. At 6 p.m., poets will come out to compete for a place on the Connecticut Slam team. I advise you to bring 3 poems, and no poem can exceed 3 minutes. There are going to be 3 rounds of readings. It's going to be a competition, but I've heard this said before. I think it was in like the Louder Than the Bomb documentary. The points are not the point. The poems are the point, and I firmly believe that. So come out just to experience some delicious poetry from people all around, and come and celebrate that. We invite you to come and compete or just to come and be a fan of poetry. And until next time, peace!
We love you guys.